Hello guys, Survivor here. Welcome back to yet another review, or at least my very first review in a long time. And I'm going to be starting a whole new review series thing. I'm going to be getting going. Just reviews of games. I'm also doing another one for animes. So, and if y'all want, I've done reviews before, but I'm gonna be naming them like I renamed those playlists like old game reviews and old anime reviews. And that wasn't really that good. But I'm still keeping them up because of the cringeworthy bullshit if y'all want to go ahead and watch them. But anyway, so why y'all think, okay, y'all probably wonder why the fuck do I got the sword out, judging from, straight from my return video a couple weeks back. Well, I just beat Shadow of the Colossus, the PS4 remake. Seriously, I got it like right here. Yeah, the PS4 remake, and let's talk about it, and slay some Colossi while we're at it. So yeah, I really wanted to do reviews again, and I thought I'd since I just beat, I'm not kidding, just beat Shadow of the Colossus, the PS4 remake, literally like 7 minutes ago, and damn. I'm not gonna say what happens at the end, but let's just say it's probably one of the best endings I think I've seen like quite a while. I'm gonna be honest, like everything just kind of comes full circle, and it's got a bit of a surprise after the initial way that you end with the game. I'm just saying, like, yo, this shit is beautiful. But given that Shadow of the Colossus was just literally remade for the PS4, I just want to get this out of the way. The graphics of this game look amazing. I mean, the grass looks so much more real than any video game grass I've seen in a video game. I'm not kidding. Like, they did their job with the graphics and everything that worked, because the weather effects and everything in the game is spectacular and it looks amazing. It looks so damn good on the PS4. It really does. So yeah, I'm giving credit right there where it's due. But I really want to talk about Shadow of the Colossus for what it is. You're pretty much playing as your protagonist's name is called the Wanderer, and with his horse Aggro, and he brought, pretty much I'm against this girlfriend, or I don't know much, or he just bring this girl just to get her resurrected, and he was talking to his god, and his name is Dorman. And he's and even though he even said like shouldn't the dead stay dead, something like that. But I got a proposition: take down all 16 of these colossi that's roaming around in this massive world that you got here. This sacred land, and you take them all down. And she's resurrected. Simple, right? It is actually a really simple concept. That's pretty much what you're doing throughout the entire game. But honestly, it is such a simple concept that's like perfectly done. You know what I mean? And I do get my own personal troubles in a way that might affect my score, but I'm not entirely sure about that. But I'm gonna think about it as I talk. So this game, yes, it is simple in concept, but I do honestly think it executes really well. But given the fact that it's literally an open world and you're just exploring in pretty much a map, just a pretty mostly empty map. There really isn't anything worthy to go other than try to find all these shrines, so you can because if I remember correctly, the more shrines you go to and pray. Or you go, the more you find them, the more your guy's health goes up, so that's something. And there are some secrets I heard that's in it that you can get and stuff, and I'm kind of wondering what they do, because most of the game I've just been exploring around and trying to find all these colossi. That's all I've really done, and the game doesn't really tell you much on what to do, other than the controls at the beginning in the first couple boss fights, which are the first 2 colossi. And they do tell you what to do and what you can do and everything. And after that, it doesn't tell you anything else. Just go and kill all these guys. So everything else, you're just You're just trying to figure out shit yourself. And I thought Shadow of the Colossus does a really good job of that, because it's kind of like Dark Souls. And it awards to the perceptive player, where you could do things the hard way, or you go and take out like a pretty easy shortcut, which could be more riskier, but play your cards right, you can actually get shit done like this. Except here in Shadow of the Colossus, you figuring out shit yourself is literally where you have to go, and also try to beat these bosses, because pretty much every Colossi in this game, it's pretty much a puzzle boss. I wouldn't say the first couple, but because like I said, you're getting used to controls and how everything works. But by the time you get to the third Colossi, which people say is one of the best ones, hell, he's on the fucking cover, and he's on the cover, and it's on the back, pretty much taking up half of the back, pretty much. So yeah, this is the first boss in the game where you literally have to think on what to do, and it's what most of the Colossi battles afterwards are like. You have to use the environment, and you can like deceive the Colossi, like just whatever you can, so you can climb on these sons of bitches and destroy their vital points and kill their asses. But it's not that easy, and that's why I do like about Shadow of the Colossus. You have to think, and you have to be quick. But there's a stamina bar, and that stamina bar, you have to be careful when you use it, because sometimes you just want to stand right where a Colossi, like on a Colossi where you can rest a little bit, just stand there. It's just the timing. The timing in this game, you have to be so precise on so many things, and I feel like I should get that positive, because you have to be precise on what you're doing. Like I say, it's like a strategy game. You have to plan things accordingly, and okay, I better stay here. Oh, boom, and then that. Like, it's like in a strategy game, except not really, but it is a strategy. Like, you guys get what I mean? That's what I honestly do like about Shadow of the Colossus. The boss fights and how to deal with the Colossi. Every Colossi is different. Well, other than... Okay, there's a couple that are pretty much the same damn boss, but the battles themselves are pretty different. At least the first half of their fights are different, like how you try to take down their shields. Other than that, every other Colossi is different, and you gotta figure out a way on how to take down these sons of bitches. And like I said, you have to be perceptive. You gotta know when to strike and what to use. The thing is, I'm gonna be honest, if you aren't using a guide, it can be a bit challenging on like what exactly you can do and run and experiment on. But like I said, you have to use the environment, and that's what I love about it, as it does go along as well. I really do. So when it comes to the bosses, what about like everything else in the game? Like, well, here's the thing about Shadow of the Colossus. If I describe the game in 5 words, it's called Boss Rush the video game. That's pretty much what it is. And dialogue, it's there, but it's few and far between until the very end of the game, and it's also the very beginning and the intro part before you go to the main menu. Yeah, there really isn't that much other than but there is a really neat story to it, and there are a couple shocking moments towards the end. Well, there is a shocking moment, and another one, there is a shocking moment towards the end that'll get you like, oh fuck. That's what I like about Shadow of the Colossus as well. Like I said, there's a moment pretty much at the end game, once you're about to reach the final boss, and damn. I know there's another thing called reminiscence mode, but I never really did anything, because like I said, the game doesn't really tell you what to do. Like I said, you gotta figure out how to do this shit yourself. I think it's a New Game Plus thing or whatever, I don't really know, but I do think that Shadow of the Colossus does a really good job of, like I said, it's literally boss rush the video game. I think it's a really good boss rush. If I had to say any negatives about it, though, it's that sometimes the camera can get a little bit on my damn nerves. Seriously, the camera, don't get me wrong, I think the camera's fine. It's just that when you're trying to get onto another boss, to a Colossi, sometimes you don't even know what the hell you're doing, and sometimes it'll just go into a different direction. maybe it's because like the control I had. I don't know. I don't know if this is even a problem with the PS2 version, because again, this is a remake. But the camera kind of annoyed the shit out of me, especially when I don't know if I should really count this as a negative, because like I said, I appreciated, I applauded that you had to use a certain strategy to take these guys down, and that's what it pretty much is. Just trying to figure out that strategy, figure out that puzzle for the boss, and just take him down when you figure it out and use it. But like I said, you have to be precisely perfect, and I don't know that's even okay with everyone, because well, if you have to be perfect, because sometimes when you're getting so far into a boss, like I say, like one of the later bosses, you sometimes have to do the whole thing over again, literally over again. This is the problem I had with the later, like the end game bosses. I think with one Colossus 13 Phalanx. That dude. Okay, I hate the fact that not only like you have to do the same strategy with the same tactics at the same time at each time, because every time you take down one of the vital things, you pretty much like sure, you could get like a couple hits on the other vital once you're going on its back and everything, but man, but each time though, you're like you're forced back down, and you have to do the same strategy over again. And okay, I get that there's supposed to be some sort of difficulty, because I heard that Phalanx doesn't really have a way to really kill you in there. But really, you make it in things it's hard as shit to even get to, like, because I'm telling you, you have to be precise on how to get to Phalanx's wings and get up and everything. But it's like I said, it's just really, man, it kind of can get pretty annoying and a test of your patience with some of the bosses here. But like I said, once you do figure out, you got it. But at the same time, you fuck it up, you kind of have to start all the way over. And man, I do not want to imagine people just dying on the final boss and literally starting all the way to back fuck over it. Like to dodge his attacks, go into the tunnels, do all that again, and do this until you get to him, climb up, and all this crap you have to do. Like, I cannot imagine doing all that shit over again. It kind of gets a bit tedious, and that's the problem I have with it. I'm not entirely against what the game was doing. I thought I did it right, but the thing is, like I said, sometimes you have to be precisely perfect and get on it. And if you fuck up, you gotta start all the way back over, and it can get a bit tedious. And I had to drop like a little bit of a point from that, just a little bit, because it can get annoying. And like I said before, it is pretty much an open world game. But I won't really say it, because like I said, you're in a vast open world, but there really isn't that much to do. Because like I said, I heard about like secrets and all this other stuff you can do. Like you can just, I heard you can get your stuff out from like hunting with a bow and arrow. But other than that, you're pretty much just going out and killing Colossi in all these different areas. It really isn't that much going around. And every time you do kill a Colossi, you literally start back from where at the temple at the fall where the next Colossi is at. And honestly, I do appreciate that, going back from the temple, going back to the temple, because it's literally in the center of the map, literally. So you at least have some sort of idea where to go. Because I feel like if you had to start over, like trying to figure a way out of that boss area and following where it is, it can take a little way too long. So I'm glad I did that. But at the same time, again, when you're exploring, like I said, the open world area, there really isn't that much anything to do. Why can't they just, make it where there are some NPCs around, giving you some more context, like probably like the lore of this god, or kind of foreshadowing what happens at the end. Honestly, because the guy doesn't even give you a damn reason on why he wants these Colossi dead. as a proposition to bring this girl back to life. And so I feel like that would have been a bit of a foreshadowing to give you, like, you know, some more hints about it, about him, about a dormant, and you know, it would have been some neat foreshadowing to what happens at the end and give you a glimpse, like, oh, but you know, but as a character, Wander doesn't really care; he just wants to kill all the Colossi. So I don't like really change that much, but it still have been some added stuff, like, and that's the kind of thing. Like, if it at least had some sort of NPCs around or some around that can, and don't give me that shit that the secrets, but if the secrets are kind of there and there's nothing else other than the secrets of this world, then again, why should it be open world? I'm just a little bit bottled. Now again, this is a different type of open world-ish thing, but at the same time, I don't know, I'm a little bit mixed on the whole open world thing that it has. Don't get me wrong, I still like riding around on aggro throughout this world, and I do like it personally, but when there's none really other else, just to go and ride around, try to find these Colossi. If there's nothing else, again, what was the point of making it open world? I'm a little bit, like, I'm really mixed on that. But yeah, Shadow of the Colossus, and like I said, the ending, bruh. Let's just say it's probably one of the most. It's pretty crazy, and you could tell from like every time you defeat a Colossus, there's a stain that comes out of it, and it goes into wonder. And every time, and the more you progress through the game, he kind of turns a bit more palish as the game goes on. So it's a bit of a hint on what happens at the end, but man, that ending, holy shit, that was crazy. Seriously, the first half of the ending is just crazy shit. Then the second half of the ending, which is especially where most of it is just the credits rolling, and you're seeing the last cutscene stuff with the characters that are still around and shit. Because there's another character that is introduced late game, and he shows up at the ending and everything else, and just the second half of the ending is just beautiful shit. Like, I'm like, what the fuck? And it's like the ending. First half is the first half is crazy shit, and you're like, what the fuck? And then in the second half of the ending, you're still like what the fuck, but it's beautiful. And that's just all I gotta say about Shadow of the Colossus. The ending is pretty much what I loved about it. Probably the most standout thing and what I love the most out of it, because the ending just, man, I just love the ending so damn much, especially that second half part, bruh. Oh yeah, and back to what I was saying as a little bit of a side note with how tedious, going through this, it kind of got to me, it really got to me to where, like, I was like, oh my god, that's a load of bullshit. I had that, and if I'm being honest, holding down the right trigger the whole time, it can be tiring, and like I said, you fuck up, you gotta start over again. That's just tedious, man. I mean, I get it, but at the same time, it's pretty fucking tedious. I just want to say that real quick before I go ahead and can I reach the end of this, because like, there isn't really much to say about Shadow of the Colossus. It's pretty much a niche game that was originally going to be pretty niche, but ended up becoming a cult classic to the point where people became a fan of the studio behind it, and they were waiting so eagerly for their next game, The Last Guardian, which took fucking years to release. And honestly, and I can definitely see why people fell in love with the studio thanks to Shadow of the Colossus, because this game, I can definitely see why people love it. It's like I said, it's different, it's really different, and ended up becoming just a smash hit. And this game costed like $30? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's $30. So yeah, I still think it's worth it. It's a single player only experience, so you gotta keep supporting them nowadays, because we gotta prove EA wrong more. Anyway, though, if I had to give a rating for Shadow of the Colossus, don't get me wrong, I still had a great time with it. Like I said, I loved the ending. First half, what the fuck. Second half, still what the fuck, but beautiful. yeah, like I said, I did have my problems with it, and like, I feel like it's a bit overrated when people talk about it, but I still get why people love it. So I gotta keep that in mind. So if I had to give Shadow of the Colossus a rating, I would say a 7 out of 10. I think it's a great game. Like I said, do I think it's one of the best adventure games of all time? That's debatable for me, because I do get why people love this game, but at the same time, I don't want to push that bar. Because if I had to say it was my favorite action adventure game of all time, like, there's a bunch. Like, action adventure games, I love Uncharted. For kind of RPGs in general, I would say Witcher 3's up there. I can definitely see that, because there's just so much shit going on. I still haven't beat that shit, but I remember for me playing it, I can definitely see why people love it, and it is like the story and all the lore and everything combined. It's just fucking. Tomb Raider. I love the new Tomb Raider games. Tomb Raider 2013, Rise of Tomb Raider. Like, those two are definitely up there. Tomb Raider 2013, Rise of Tomb Raider. I fucking love those games. Now, I do feel like Shadow of the Colossus is a bit overrated, but I still, like I said, I still get why people love it and like it, and I gotta keep that in mind on what people really think about this game, and I do look into their perspectives. Like, oh, I can see why people like this about it. I do get why people like this part of it. But yeah, honestly, I do really like Shadow of the Colossus, and I do recommend picking up, because I do think it is a really cool experience, and it's definitely a lot different than any other game nowadays. So I think it's good to support the studio behind this and pick the remake up, because I do think it's a really great version of the original. I do think they did a really good job recreating it from just making it more HD-ish, more next gen-ish. So yeah, I definitely think pick this up. Like I said, you can get it at GameStop for like $30 or probably $40 for a new copy. So yeah, I do recommend picking it up. I think it's great. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Like the video if y'all enjoyed. Subscribe if y'all want to see more, and comment below what y'all think. If y'all are new to the channel, if y'all want to see more, be sure to subscribe for more. And I hope you guys enjoyed it. I will see you guys in the next game review. And I'm kind of wondering which one I should review next. I kind of want to do one where, shit. Okay, I'll think about it for next review. I honestly don't know. I'm probably gonna do a Resident Evil 2 remake one, because I plan on doing a review of this. But I don't know. I'm gonna be honest, because I got tons of shit that I want to do here on the channel. So who the fuck knows? Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed it. See you guys in the next video. Survivor out. I'm always kind of wondering what the fuck happened to the other Colossus that were planned for this game. Some people say there's a 17th one, which, if there is one, I'm pretty sure the one they're talking about is the one that you get at the very ending. Hell, seriously, like, what the fuck happened to the Plan 24? Well, time to find some more fuck. Well, time to slay some more Colossi then, because I cannot wait to figure out where the fuck they're at.